you doing? It's your boy Brogi Naric, back again with another video. And in this one, we're going to be discussing DC FanDome 2021. It's going to be a solo discussion, just me in this one. Try not to be here too long, but it was like a 3-hour preview or 3-hour panel or whatever the hell you want to call it. Live stream, 3-hour live stream. And before we get into this, don't forget to, like this, share, subscribe to the channel. We're still growing. And yeah, we're going to talk about DC FanDome. Big DC fan. Done various videos about my loves and dislikes about the recent handling of the DC franchise at Warner Brothers. But FanDome was a bright spot that they did last year during the pandemic. And I enjoyed this one too. Was this better than the first one? Probably not better, but I like this format. And if they're going to keep doing this, I'm fine. I like the whole let's present things that's edited and timed and give things, just an amount of time that it has. I'm fine with that. I love the different, they have the little side stuff with like the Comic-Con shit, and they have like some, not Comic-Con, the cosplay stuff and contests and art stuff. That's cool. I don't particularly care, but I like that for those who do care, I like that they acknowledge the fans that way. And it's variety. So I saw some people on Twitter complaining about there wasn't a lot of stuff, but like DC has variety, and they're also in the rebuilding period. And as we saw, a lot of this stuff is still in production. So they gave us certain things. They gave us stuff for certain things were mostly just announcements. So it is what it is. Overall, I thought it was a good event. I enjoyed it. I had some issues I was trying to record it live. I was having some issues, but it was a mess, but I got through it. Got a lot of different trailer reactions on the channel. You can go check those out. But let's talk about some things that weren't at the event that I was either expecting or was surprised wasn't mentioned. Nothing on the new Superman reboot. There's been talks about new direction with Superman, Black Superman. J.J. Abrams is producing. Nothing about that. No talking about casting or at least directing. All we know is Abrams is producing and Coates is writing. Not a single word about that. Nothing on Henry Cavill, which I expected. Nothing on Henry Cavill. Nothing about Justice League Dark, which was rumored that, not rumored, but was stated that Abrams is also producing. Nothing about that. Nothing about the Constantine show they're starting to work on. And surprising, but not surprising, because they already told us this, nothing about the Snyderverse. Not a single goddamn thing about the Snyderverse, which I'm not gonna lie, I found refreshing, but I know there's a sizable amount of people who are upset, but they not barely anything about it. Nothing about the recent Snyder cut, like not a goddamn thing. I was a little like, they really kept their word about like we not fuck with that right now. But keep hope alive, y'all. So let's get into it with the various panels. Not gonna talk about all the panels, just like the main ones. Well, some minor ones, and also just the ones that I watched. Because there were a very few that I actually skipped. But one of the big things that opened up was the Black Adam panel, and we had some behind the scenes. Well, not panel, it was just more behind the scenes, and we got a clip. We saw some more of the concept arts, big sets. We got to see some of the cast, like we saw Pierce Brosnan and what's his name that's playing Hawkman? I can't remember his name. Aldous Hodge, the person who's playing Cyclone. We saw glimpses of their costume. I wish we could have seen the costumes, but it is what it is. What else did we see? We saw Adam Smasher talk a little bit, but then they had the clip of The Rock. It was like one of the scenes where the Black Adam is awakened. You had the lady and the guy. I think that lady is supposed to be playing Isis, who is Black Adam's wife, or she's supposed to be like a reincarnated version of Black Adam's wife. I'm a little disappointed that this movie is taking place in present day. If it was me, I would have had it take, like, it's in the past, but I would have had it take place like in the 50s, so you can have like the original lineup or close lineup of the JSA as opposed to just jumping to the modern day. I would have kept it in the 50s, so when you get to the JSA movie, which I think they said they might be doing, have that be the modern day team, but that's just me. Pierce Brosnan, I think, is going to be dope as Dr. Fate. Looking forward to Hawkman. Sadly, no Hawkwoman in this movie. But the clip was cool. The costume looked all right. and him just shocking the shit out of that guy was really cool. So yeah, it's going to be coming out with July 29th, 2002. So I'm looking forward to it. It didn't. I'm just worried about The Rock and his acting ability because Black Adam is a tragic character, and I don't think Rock's going to be able to pull all of that off. And also, Black Adam is a villain, and I just know that they're going to make him. They emphasize anti-hero, which I guess Black Adam sometimes is an anti-hero. I would prefer to see him as a villain first and then build to that. But I feel like we're just going to write out off the bat, oh, he's an anti-hero because The Rock doesn't really play villains, but whatever. We got a Flash season 8 interview. The big thing was the Flash finally has his gold boots, which was cool. Nora and Bart are going to be in the next season. I fell off of Flash about after season 5. So yeah, was it 5? Which was the one when the daughter came back from the future? It started off pretty cool, and then it kind of reverted back to the meh. So yeah, I'm like three seasons behind, or 2 seasons behind at this point. Then we got the Aquaman Lost Kingdom behind the scenes parts. This looks good. As Jason Momoa noted, it's been 4 years since the first movie came out, but from what we're hearing and what they showed us, James Wan is not fucking around with this movie. Definitely gonna be bigger, globe-trotting adventure, more environmental in the story, which that was something that the first movie definitely hinted on. I felt it could have went further with it, and it seems like they are gonna go further with it. They mentioned it's gonna be a little more serious, but it's still gonna have that fun vibe, which I appreciate. Hopefully, because the visuals were great. If they can just tighten the story and make the story better and the dialogue better, that would work. But then again, the movie made $1 billion, so if it ain't broke, don't fix it, I guess. They do have more of Orm's back, and it seems like they're going for Arthur and Orm to be more like Loki and Thor. That vibe. I'm just from the clips, I feel like that's the angle they're going for. Black Manta looks even better. Like Aquaman, my 3 top DCEU costumes are Aquaman, Black Manta, and Mira, and those are my 3 top ones. Those costumes are fire, and this Black Manta costume looks even better. Like holy shit, looks dope. Looks like he just walked right out of a comic book. Like I swear to God. We got one glimpse of Amber Heard. They didn't really mention Amber Heard, but they did have a glimpse of her. They had some concept art, like giant animals and giant crickets or some shit. And it looks like he's traveling throughout the world. He's going to be riding on his seahorse. It's going to be awesome. I'm not digging the black that black armored suit that he's wearing. It seemed like Orm was wearing a black sort of looking suit as well. I'm not digging that, but hopefully we'll get. It's still going to be colorful. I just, I'm not digging the all of that, but it's looking good. December 16th, 2022, when that's coming out. So yeah, I'll be there for that. Then we got the Aquaman HBO Max cartoon reveal. It's what, King of Atlantis or something like that. This is not for me. I'm a pass. No, I don't like the animation style. It's got that what is it called? The Teen Titans, not Teen Titans. Thundercats Roar animation style looks goofy. It's not for me. No, it's not for me. So yeah, that's a hard pass. We got the Milestone Panel. This was nice. We had Echo Kellum hosting it with Reggie Hutland and Dennis Cowan, and they were talking about the history of Milestone. They announced that the Blood Syndicate is coming back. They're doing the modern version of that because they already brought back with Hardware, Rocket and Icon and Rocket, and Static Shock. And I have not read those books yet. I know I said I was going to. I got to get those books, the newer ones. I definitely want to get the old ones too. They announced that they got 2 movies in the works, one live action and one is animated. Going back, I thought it was 3 movies, but they said 2 because I thought it was 2 live action, 1 animated, but I think it's just 1 live action and 1 animated. The Static Shock movie, and then there's like an animated one that they said is going to feature various characters throughout the Milestone universe, so that's cool. And they got the old school Milestone compendium, which is just like a big collection of all the books in one big ass book. Interesting. But yeah, I want to see this movie. I got a fan casting video on live action Static Shock. Go check that out. But yeah, that was a good panel. That was a good section. Next up was the trailer reveal for the Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League. Now, this trailer looks like a fun animated movie, but there was no gameplay. This is the second time we had a trailer for this game. No gameplay. I'm getting worried. The animation looks good. Like I said, it looks like a fun movie. You got the Suicide Squad. It's got to fight the Justice League. There's like a new version of Amanda Waller. It seems like she's working for LexCorp. Looking at the trailer again, she had like a jacket that had the LexCorp logo on it, so that's interesting. Gizmo from Teen Titans was in it, which I was never expecting to see him. We saw some of the Justice League. We saw the Flash, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, John Stewart, Green Lantern. We saw some of Superman. They're still not mentioning any of the Brainiac stuff for some reason, but this is made by Rocksteady. It's a next gen game, so it's going to be for PS5 and Xbox Series X and PC, which is good to hear. It's not going to be held back by the previous generation. But I need to see some gameplay. I think they said it was games as a service, so who knows? There was a weird King Shark music video with Flula Borg. Flula Borg was all over this thing early on. He was, doing his thing. I'm not mad at him. That led into the Peacemaker panel, which this was like the first sort of proper panel. Well, maybe not the first proper. This is like the second proper panel because the Milestone one was the first one. But this one focuses on the cast of Peacemaker, very similar to the one that they did last year with the cast of the Suicide Squad. And everyone was, joking around and stuff. But and we got some behind the scenes stuff. But we got the trailer. Trailer was good. I really liked this trailer. Although there was some jokes in it that was kind of wordy and whatever. It's like some of it worked, some of it didn't. But we got this character Judo Master. I was told that it was Judo Master, not TDK. I thought it was TDK, but like a different version. But no, it's actually Judo Master. We got Robert Patrick T1000 as Peacemaker's dad, which I think is dope. He's got a pet eagle, and there's like some super strong blonde lady, and he's just goofing it up. Him and Vigilante just fucking around, and the team fucking around. Like it looks like it's gonna be fun. Seems like Peacemaker's gonna go through like a little bit of a redemption arc. I'm fine with that. Although fuck Peacemaker because he fucked up he did Rick Flag dirty. So after that, we got this whole like Superman section. And some of this I watched, some of it I didn't. There was a Superman and Lois season 2 set visit, which was pretty boring actually. I did watch it, and I heard good things about the show, but that was boring. There was a Supergirl season 6, the final season panel. I skipped that because I don't watch Supergirl. There was a Stargirl trailer that was good. I haven't gotten into that, but I want to check it out. There was the My Adventures with Superman cartoon show. They had some stills for that. That was fine. And then, of course, Superman has a new slogan now. Instead of it being truth, justice, and the American way, it took them, I don't know, 60 years, but they finally changed it to, or 70 years, and they changed it to truth, justice, and a better tomorrow, which I think works. That's really good. Yeah, that's a good slogan. Anyone who has a problem with that, get a life. Okay, so minor thing. Jim Lee talked about the whole Superman comic, and Jonathan Kent, Superman's son, is by, which I don't like that they spoiled that. I didn't realize that was a spoiler, so that's coming out next month. I don't know why they felt the need to spoil that, but whatever. Well, I get why they did it, but it was ridiculous to spoil that. Cam Newton's got some Superman Mesha hats. Apparently, these hats are $750 on the lower end. What the fuck? Hell no. Anyway, there was a clip for DC League of Superpets. This has The Rock starring as Crypto, and Kevin Hart is starring as Ace the Bat Hound, and Kevin Hart is doing his old black man voice for Ace. Okay. Interesting cast. I think Keanu Reeves is in it, and John Krasinski and some other people. The full trailer will be in November, and the movie's coming out in May 20th, 2022. I guess I'll see it. I don't know. I did go see Teen Titans Go, so yeah, I probably will see this because I like Crypto and Ace. Not necessarily the biggest fan of Kevin Hart and The Rock, but whatever. There was a Doom Patrol Season 3 trailer and also a Season 4 announcement. Good for Doom Patrol. I heard great things about that show. Have not gotten into it yet, but I'm happy that there's enough people supporting this show because every time I see a clip, it looks fucking insane. And I love that it's able to strive. So, God bless. Now, this was interesting. Next up, there was a little clip or like a trailer for a fan-made Flash movie. Now, this was surprising. This was cool. Like, they just made this random fan-made trailer for the Flash. Ezra Miller was in it. That was nice of him to hop in it. But there was like Flash. He's got like a new costume. To differentiate from the Snyderverse. It's kind of hit or miss. It definitely looks more like the new 52 suit, which I'm not a big fan of that version because it's too much of the yellow piping. But it is what it is. I like that it is more of like a wetsuit as opposed to the segmented armor. The cowl is kind of. I'm not big on the cowl, the way it's kind of raised at certain sections. That I got to see it more in brighter light. There's two Barrys for some reason. I don't know why these kids decided to have two Ezra Millers in their fan film, but okay. And it seems like Batman '89 popped up for some reason in a Flash fan film. I don't know. That seemed to be like some sort of someone in the background is Supergirl, I think. I'm not sure, but interesting fan film. I thought that was nice that Ezra Miller was able to help these fans put this together. But very interesting. Very, very, very interesting. Then we had the Injustice animated movie panel / trailer. There was an interview with Jeff Keighley between Ed Boon and Justin Hartley, who's the voice of Superman, and he played Green Arrow back in Smallville. No Injustice 3 announcement. That's what I was hoping to hear, but it was just all for the animated movie, which is coming out. Apparently got leaked, and I heard it was not that great, but it is what it is. I'm not too familiar with. I haven't played the game, but I'm familiar with the story. So it is what it is. Another panel that I was not expecting: Blue Beetle. There was a panel for the Blue Beetle movie, which was announced a couple of months ago, or maybe it was sometime last year where they announced that they were making this movie. So we got Angel Manuel Soto, who is the director, Gareth Danet Asseler, who was the writer for this, and Solo Maraduena, who's playing Jaime Reyes, Blue Beetle. And they gave us a quick history of who Jaime Reyes is, emphasizing, he's going to be the big Latino hero that they're going to push out there. And they showed a bit of concept art. Good panel. I know that guy that's playing Jaime is from the Karate Kid thing, Cobra Kai. Haven't watched that yet, but I've heard good things. He seemed energetic. I think he's going to do very well in the role. Like I said, not familiar with this director or writer, but good for them. My only problem is it's going to HBO Max. That's one of my biggest problems with DC's strategy recently is all the non-white superhero projects that they have. The Static Shock movie, the Blue Beetle Jaime Reyes movie, the Batgirl movie with Latina Batgirl, and the Black Canary movie with light-skinned Black Canary. All of those movies are going to HBO Max, which is like insanity to me. Some of them I would put on HBO Max, but not freaking Static, and definitely not Blue Beetle. You could probably get away with the Black Canary on HBO Max, but like Batgirl on HBO Max, like what the fuck? Just I feel disrespected. I feel that's a bit disrespectful, but it is what it is. Maybe Ray Fisher was on to something. Who knows? Next big thing was the Smallville anniversary panel. It's been 20-something years? I'm old. I remember when the show was new. I am old. But this was nice. It had Tom Welling and Michael Rosenbaum, Clark Kent and Lex Luthor being interviewed, and them catching up. It was nice. I was gonna skip it, but then I was like, no, I fuck with Smallville. Like, as soon as they played that montage of Smallville, I was like, God damn it, I gotta watch this because I have a love-hate relationship with that fucking show. But it's the OG. It's the OG for what we have now with these superhero TV shows. And we got some shout outs from past cast members and guest stars. No mention of Allison Mack. I don't know what she's been up to recently, but no Allison Mack, aka Chloe. For some reason, they didn't mention her. But they also announced that there's the Smallville Blu-ray collection coming out, so that was cool. After that, there was something about the DC Monkey Prince superhero, and there's like a 12-issue series. I didn't know this was a thing, but the Monkey Prince is a superhero in DC. I mean, they, getting to the Asian market. I'm not mad at them. At least they, they're creating an original-ish DC character based on the was that Chinese mythology, I think. So that's cool. So after we got out of that, we started to get into this sort of big Batman section, and it was kind of somewhat sectioned off. You had like the earlier stuff, you had like the Superman section, and then we kind of get into like the Batman section. One of the biggest surprises was I didn't know that the new Black Batwoman was it Javicia Leslie. I didn't know she was so damn bad. Like, she is sexy as fuck. I did not know that. She was there talking. I was barely paying attention. I was looking. I'm like, who is she? Who is this woman? She bad as hell, but who is she? Then it's like, oh, she Batwoman. Oh shit, I didn't know she was that bad looking. I just saw that costume that first time, that wig, and I was like, I don't give a fuck about this. But I didn't know Batwoman was looking like that. But anyway, we got the Gotham Knights video game trailer and behind the scenes. That was cool. This was more focusing on the story of the game, and we got a little bit of gameplay. It was definitely more cinematic, focusing on the Court of Owls. They're gonna get their big spotlight in this video game. We got some talks from Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo, who are the guys who created the Court of Owls. They talk about various talent enemies that's going to be in the game, and this is made by Warner Brothers Games Montreal. They didn't have an announced date, and I don't think they had a year date on it either. So I'm not sure when this shit is coming out, but it looks good. Definitely looks good. I'm excited to see this, to play this game, and the characters that they have in it. Um, After that, we got the Batwoman season 3 clip and a trailer, and also like a breakdown of the Batwing character. This shit was not good. It was not good. Look, Batwoman is bad as hell, but that trailer was not good. Kind of had like this buddy cop thing going on with Batwoman and the villain Alice. They got to team up. No, that trailer was not cut very well. The humor was dry, and it was trying to go for like a '70s buddy cop exploitation thing. Nah, it didn't work for me. No Killer Croc. I know there was an image of him recently dropped, but they didn't have no footage of that. That was weird. And then after that, they had the Batwing actor explain the Batwing character's history. That was fine. I eventually skipped it because I realized I did not care. Then we got the Catwoman Haunted animated movie trailer, which is coming out in 2022. It's the 80th. It's in celebration of the 80th anniversary of Catwoman, which is next year. And it kind of had like an anime sort of Totally Spies look to it. Elizabeth Giles is playing Catwoman. I wasn't familiar with her by name or look, but it seemed fun. I think it's nice that they're giving Catwoman a movie. And then she gave us the DC animated movie announcements for next year. We got 5 movies. Catwoman, Hunted. There's going to be the Constantine House of Mystery short with Matt Ryan is turning as Constantine. There's going to be a Teen Titans Go and DC Supergirls Mayhem in the Multiverse. This multiverse shit is getting out of hand. I'm not the biggest fan of Teen Titans Go, but DC Supergirls is cool. I've watched some of that. I do like DC Supergirls. Less annoying than Teen Titans Go. There's Green Lantern, Beware My Power, which I called. I figured that was going to be the next big movie that they do to set up this new animation continuity that they're establishing. Because, they did the Superman one, they did the Flash World War II one, and they did Batman Long Halloween. So this is the next big section of DC that they're going to do, the Green Lanterns. Interesting. I don't know which Green Lantern, they didn't say, but we'll see. And then also they announced Battle of the Super Sons with Damian Wayne and Jonathan Kent. That should be fun. I know a lot of people love the Super Sons book, so I think it's cool that they're trying to capitalize on that, even though that book was recently canceled a couple of years ago. I think they might be bringing it back or some shit. I don't know. And then they also announced that Batman: The Long Halloween is getting the deluxe edition, part 1, part 2 together, 4K HD. I could care less because I did not care for that film or that adaptation. Next up was the DC Legends of Tomorrow 100th episode celebration montage. Love that show. It's probably my favorite of the CW shows, that and Black Lightning. I fell off after season 5, I think. So I know there's at least 2 seasons I'm behind on. And once they got to those clips, I was like, "Fuck, I missed a lot." So I got to get back in that show. They announced the Batman Unburied Spotify audio series, which cool. They do have that one for the HBO Max. It's like a 40s Batman series with Jeffrey Wright and Rosario Dawson. That shit's dope. I need to get back into it. I thought they were going to drop it on Spotify. Apparently not. It's all on HBO Max, so I'm a little pissed about that. But this one, they got Winston Duke as Batman. He's doing the voice of Batman, so that's cool, interesting. And they announced someone else. I can't remember who it was. But that led us into the Batgirl movie panel. We had Leslie Grace, who's playing Batgirl, Aldi El Arabi, Arby, and Balila Fala. They're the directors. They did Bad Boys 3, and they had Christina Hodson, who's going to be writing this. I think she also worked on Birds of Prey, so okay. I think she helped write Birds of Prey. I might be wrong, but this one they announced, Batgirl will have her red hair. She's gonna have her full cowl, and they gave us some concept art. An okay panel. Like they haven't started filming yet, so it was, it was just like, hey, we're doing it. That's it. We're doing it. I'm like, okay. And once again, going straight to HBO Max. Not feeling that, but hopefully they'll do a good job. There was a Titans panel. I skipped this because I do not fuck with that show. Don't give a shit about it. So I skipped that panel. There was a Harley Quinn season 3 sizzle reel. Harley Quinn and King Shark presents animatics from season 3 because the animation is still very rough. So basically, you got voiceover and like the outline drawings of people. But basically, Harley and Ivy are living it up, and it looks fun. Have not gotten into this series. I heard great things. I want to check it out, but I'm glad that it's doing well because a lot of people fuck with this show. I've seen clips and it looks funny as shit. They had a thing with Kite Man. He was like doing a little dance. That was like the only animation they had of him besides him just standing still. But that was funny. So then they previewed the Batman Caped Crusader animated series, which is that panel, which I forgot that this was announced. We had Bruce Timm, Matt Reeves, James Tucker, and J.J. Abrams, who are all working and producing on this show. So this is basically going to be a grittier version of the Batman the animated series, low tech, more like a year one Batman with a film noir vibe. A lot of people just want to do that year one like Batman building style. Matt Reeves is doing that with his movies. Nolan did it with Batman Begins. And I know Bruce Timm loves doing that old school 30s Batman. Bruce Timm loves 30s, 40s Batman, when Batman was like killing motherfuckers. He loves that. The only reason the animated series didn't kill is because, well, it was a kid's show. And also everyone else that worked on that show were like, no, don't do that shit. But he seems like he's going to be a little more unhinged with this shit. So it could be good, could be bad, because he did that long Halloween bullshit where Batman was fucking Batgirl on the rooftop. That was just ridiculous. But the surprising thing was like they were talking about it's gonna be grittier and more hardcore, but then it was announced that it's gonna be on Cartoon Network. I thought this was gonna be on HBO Max, but it was like, nope, going to Cartoon Network. So I don't know if it's gonna be on like the Adult Swim section, like they did with Samurai Jack season 5, because I know the Cartoon Network and Adult Swim are 2 different divisions, even though they're on the same network. But like if a show is on Adult Swim, it's no longer a part of Cartoon Network. So I don't know. And the fact that it's gonna be on HBO Max, I guess it's still gonna be for kids, even though they are like it's gonna be a little more grittier. I don't know, but it's gonna more of a 30s, 40s vibe. Although they said the characters are still gonna be modern in terms of sensibility, but it's gonna look like the 40s. But you're still gonna have inclusivity, which I thought was fine. DC's cartoons have always done that, so that's nothing new. And then this led into the Young Justice Phantoms preview. This is Young Justice season 4. They had a very meh trailer. If I'm as a fan of the series, I thought the trailer was meh. Didn't really talk about much. It was just, we're back and there's still problems and everyone's still trying to get over their emotional issues. I feel like because it's called Phantoms, the way they were building up what's her name, Artemis. I feel like that Kid Flash might come back in this one, whether for better or for worse. I feel like he's going to pop back up. And also, the first 2 episodes are available on HBO Max currently, so go check them out. But I'm excited. I love Young Justice. Season 3 was rough, but I loved it. Season 3 was crazy. Like season 3 was like you need a DC encyclopedia to know what the fuck is going on. They did not pull any punches. They were just balls deep in the DC universe, and I kind of appreciated it. But I know it was hard for some people to stick around, but I enjoyed it. But yeah, hopefully season 4 will be even better. Then we got into the DMZ series panel, which for a while I was confused of whether it was a series or a movie. But it's being directed or mostly directed by Ava DuVernay and written by this guy named Robert Patino. Now I've seen ads for this comic, but I've never read it. It's based on this Vertigo comic book back in like I guess mid 2000s. And it focuses on like a civil war within America, and there's various factions and gangs. It's like I guess like the U.S. government and then like the various gangs outside of that. Something about gender roles. I don't. Once Ava DuVernay said something about gender, I was like, okay, my eyes just glazed over. But and I don't know if that's actually what the book was about. But from what I got from this panel, it doesn't seem like the book was about that. But that's something that they're going to do with it. So I don't know. I'm not a hardcore DMZ fan. If you are you happy with this direction? Rosario Dawson is starring as this character who I think is a nurse who's helping out the people in the different frontier areas or whatever. Benjamin Bratt's in it. I fuck with Benjamin Bratt and Rosario Dawson. And a guy named Hoon Lee is in it. Not familiar. He looked familiar, but I couldn't place what I've seen him from. But it's going to be on HBO Max. Maybe it'll be good. I don't know. Long as she's not doing the Fourth World, the New Gods, fucking that up, I'm just fine that they gave her something else to do. Next up was the NAOMI CW show, which Ava DuVernay is also producing. And there was an interview with the lady who's playing NAOMI, and they gave us a very lame clip. I know of the comic NAOMI, but I know nothing of it. I've seen the design and all that, young black lady magic powers created by Brian Michael Bendis. That's cool. That's all I know. I don't know much about this character. And the clip was lame. It was her in school. She was going to look at this fight that Superman was having, and then she just passes out for some reason. I don't know. It was fucking unnecessary, but that's what that was. Next up, we got the Shazam Fury of the Gods behind the scenes look. Oh, I can't wait for this movie. I love Shazam. That's my number 2 favorite DCEU movie. It was number 1 until the Suicide Squad came out. But yeah, this looks like a bigger film, more action, bigger locations, big mythical creatures. We got Helen Mirren and Lucy Liu as the villains, Hesperia and Calypso. It looks fun. Jamin Hansu is going to be back. I guess flashbacks or some shit. I don't know. But yeah, it looks dope. It seems like they're going to have the humor and the fantasy elements even more so. I love that it's a Shazam movie and they're dealing with magic and the gods and big monsters. Like, that shit is great. And I kind of wish Wonder Woman would have went in this direction now that I think about it, because that's also the same shit that Wonder Woman does. But anyway, so yeah, I'm looking forward to this fucking movie. 2023 when it's supposed to be coming out, and the kids from the few that we saw, they look like fucking adults already. Like, goddamn, that movie came out like what, 3 years ago? Was it 3 years ago? I think 3 years ago. But damn, them kids already look like grown ass adults. It's crazy. After that, we got the Wonder Woman 80th anniversary panel with Patty Jenkins and Linda Carter. I skipped this. I started and then I was like, I skipped it. But apparently Patty Jenkins confirmed that she is working on Wonder Woman 3, so hooray. There was some Wonder Woman comic announcements after this. And there was like a little montage of the people talking about Wonder Woman, which was nice. I did watch that. That was nice. I like that Wonder Woman got her moment to shine on this panel as well, or in this event as well. We had a Sweet Tooth Q&A. That was nice. The kid that plays Gus, he's adorable. We also got a Pennyworth season 3 behind the scenes. It was announced that Pennyworth is going to HBO Max. I'm surprised this show lasted a fucking season. I don't know who's been watching this. Apparently it's good. I can't drum up the interest to watch it, but it's got 3 seasons, so God bless them. And then this led to the creme de la creme of this event, the Batman behind the scenes footage and panel. Fuck yes. So the panel was director Matt Reeves, had Zoe Kravitz and Robert Pattinson, and they were basically just talking about, stuff that they've been doing, working on this damn movie. This early Batman, it's going to be more like Batman year 2-ish, not year 1. So he's been around for a little bit, but he's still building the Batman methods. So he's grounded like Batman Year 1 and Batman Begins, but he's still unstable. He's a lot more unstable in this version, and he hasn't perfected his dual identities, which was something that Robert Pattinson had noted, that there's very little distinction between the Bruce Wayne persona and the Batman persona. So he's trying to discover how to create that, which I thought was an interesting take. And it seems like they're leaning a little into not just Batman Year 1, but Batman Earth 1, done by Jeff Johns, where that's a Batman that's he's not on the top of his game. He's still trying to develop his persona. There's very little distinction between the fake, hey, charming Bruce Wayne, and then the serious Bruce Wayne when he's, working on a mission. And this Bruce Wayne looks like like I said, he's unstable. There's a lot of scenes of him just yelling and just looking crazy. And I think they're going to lead into the Earth 1 bit where, his mom is from Arkham. He's from the Arkham family, so he does a little bit of crazy within Bruce, which I can live with that. That's cool. I think that's an interesting concept. And it was weird that Matt Reeves was talking like, we're going to do a grounded version and it's going to be a little more down to earth. And I'm like, but Nolan already did that. But actually seeing it, it looks grounded, but where Nolan's version of grounded was realism, like very realistic looking. Let's take a lot of not just the fantasy element, but let's take a lot of the thematic and the gothic unique look out of it. But this movie is definitely grounded. The Matt Reeves one is grounded, but it still looks like a comic book. The lighting, the moodiness, it looks still otherworldly. Like it's more grounded, but it's not as sanitized and realistic as what Nolan was doing, especially by the time he got to Dark Knight Rises. This looks gritty and grounded, but it still looks like almost like a weird gothic fantasy at the same time, which I appreciate. I love that. Somewhat like the Arkham games, a little bit like even what they did with the Joker movie, a little bit more closer to that. And yeah, this was a great trailer. I'm loving the Zodiac killer version of the Riddler. Jim Gordon and Alfred look great. I'm glad we finally got to see Alfred. I've been waiting to see what the hell Alfred's going to look like, and he's all roughed up and scarred up as well. It seems like the Batcave is going to be more like the Bat train station, because they kept showing this thing where it was the Wayne something other. It wasn't the Wayne station, but it was the Wayne something other. But you can see that's where the Batmobile was being built at. So I guess it's not going to be the Batcave. It's going to be like an abandoned subway station or some shit that Bruce Wayne is hanging out in, which could be interesting. It's different. I mean, it's not realistic to have a bunch of high-tech shit in an actual cave, but, it is what it is. We got to see more of Colin Farrell doing a Robert De Niro impression as the Penguin, but it fucking works. He was awesome in this. He's like, whoa, hey, calm your tits there, Batman. Like, all that shit. That shit was great. He's like, you everything they say you are, aren't you, huh? Like, that shit was awesome. Yeah, and Zoe Kravitz is Catwoman. I know I was skeptical when they casted her because I don't think she's the greatest actress, but given her the right role, she would do great. And judging from this footage, this might be the right role for her. God damn, she looks good in the suits. She looks good in general, but like for me, this looks like the most modern comic book accurate version of Catwoman that I've seen in live action. Like the way she looks, she's kind of got the Darwin Cook, Batman Year 1 Eartha Kitt vibe. with the suit's not the full suit, although it seems that the movie goes on, she might get a better version of the suit, but she's got like the short hair. She's the interaction between her and Batman felt more that fiery passion that I'm used to seeing, as opposed to whatever the fuck we got with the Nolan version with Anne Hathaway and Christian Bale, which I never felt that passion from that relationship. But in this clip, it was feeling pretty good. And the shots of them together and seeing her fight and all that, like, oh, it looks great. And then of course we get in Batman as a brutal madman. He's fighting the goons, tases the one guy. He's beating up some Batman with a bat, just beating the shit out of people. Takes out those gunmen in the hallway where he's just getting shot up and he's just choking the guy down as he's shooting down. Like, that was interesting. I love that. That shit was cool. Like, Robert Pattinson's not the biggest guy, like physical. Like, he's got height, but he's not like a broad guy. But him in that suit and him acting crazy, he's definitely coming off as dangerous. I'm not gonna lie. Like, there's some moments I'm like, if I were to see that fucking nut job, I would not be near him. Like, no, fuck that. And there's the scene with him chasing the penguin down. My favorite scene in the trailer. Oh, I did a trailer reaction. Go check it out. And like the hot rod Batmobile, I love it. Like, seeing more of it, I fuck with it. I love it. I wish it was a little more flair to it, because my favorite Batmobile is the '66 Batmobile, because it is a real car. But like, I would add a little more flair to it. But it looks dope. This is still like I said early on, and hopefully he's crazy. Hopefully he's not killing people, because I don't need another live action version of Batman killing people, because there are some similarities between this and Ben Affleck's Batman. Hopefully he's not killing people, and he also seems like an actual better detective than BVS. But anyway, yeah. So that was the main stuff in DC FanDome 2021. Once again, I enjoyed it. I had a great time overall. And I'm excited for these new projects, and I can't wait for these big movies. Top of the list is the Batman, Shazam 2, Aquaman. No, I put Black Adam, then Aquaman 2, and what else? I'm trying to think. I guess Young Justice. Oh, and the video games, and then Young Justice. So yeah, they had some good announcements. Like I said, variety. There's stuff for different people. You got stuff for adults, you got stuff for the little kids, you got couple of stuff for the comic book fans. But they didn't really talk too much about comics, which, it is what it is. The CW stuff and the HBO Max series stuff. So it's a good variety, and yeah, I'm excited. I am. So that was pretty much my thoughts on DC FanDome. Let me know what you thought about DC FanDome in the comments. Anything you wanted to see, anything you hated seeing, let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like this video, share it, and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. Peace.